My name is Valeria Valle. I'm a senior content specialist at Latin Empresarios, and in this video you will learn about the basic aspects you should consider before hiring an agency or consultant to build your professional personal brand. In very little words, we could say that every single person in this world needs a personal brand. This is due to how it can influence for the better your professional life, the insights you will get from yourself, and the ability to help you become a thought leader in any industry you work in. However, not all personal brands are the same. They all have different needs, so their structures and strategies will also be different. In order to know who needs a personal brand, you must think about their work field, their goals, the people they work with, and how they can generate revenue. My name is Valeria Valle. I'm a senior content specialist at Latin Empresarios, and in this video you will learn about the basic aspects you should consider before hiring an agency or consultant to build your professional personal brand. Your professional past and your current work field, your personal brand will require different strategies. Keep watching to find out who needs a personal brand. First, understand who needs a personal brand. As we just stated before, everyone could have a very good use of a personal brand. However, sometimes your work, budget, or position can make building a personal brand a much more important project. There are 5 key points to understanding who needs a personal brand and how to realize if you are one of these people. Number 1. Define your work field and its characteristics. Any person from any field could definitely take advantage of a personal brand, but there are jobs that require them in a higher level. From insurance to marketing, every work field is different, and it has its particular aspects. A gourmet chef will have professional needs that will differ a lot from a plastic surgeon's, for example. If your work involves at its core working with a good reputation and creating networks, then building a personal brand becomes essential. This could also vary depending on the city or country you live and work in. It's not the same to be the CEO of a New York law firm than it is to have the same position in Houston. We recommend you to think about the competitiveness you can find in your field, which skills you need to improve in order to be a better professional, what are the requirements to be successful, and many other elements. This will help you have a better understanding of your own field, its limitations and opportunities, as well as how you could benefit from having a personal brand. Number 2. Identify your top goals in your career. Your professional goals are something extremely personal, and they may even vary through the years. 2 persons working in the same field, even having the same position in a company, might have very different aptitudes. Personal brands serve all kinds of different purposes, and the more honest you are with yourself and with your goals, the more satisfied you will be long-term with your efforts and investments. Your goal will be a distinctive element when building your personal brand strategy, so it's very important for you to be aware of them. Make a list of the situations and accomplishments you aim to achieve in short, medium, and long term. Once you have written your goals, you will have a clearer path to walk by and the opportunity to build a much more strong strategy. Number 3. Think about your work dynamics and the people around you. Depending on your field and the specific company you work in, your dynamics will vary a lot. Some businesses are really competitive, while others rather focus on teamwork. Another important element about your work dynamics is about the relationship you have with your income and your capacity to expand it. Ask yourself, does your revenue growth depend on you? Who decides when you get to increase your income? How do you make your work more profitable? Your answers will give you light on the possibilities and limits you may reach through your personal brand. 4. Identify your potential revenue-generating activities. Building a personal brand will need different kinds of investments and requirements. Of course, you need to invest time and effort, at least into conceptualizing your brand, identify your core values and your goals. The time you should dedicate to build a strategy and market your brand will depend on your decision to hire personal brand services or not. Of course, you could work in your personal brand all by yourself and that will be fine. However, if you want to create a strong personal brand while becoming a better professional, you will need help. That's why there are agencies like Las Empresarios or even individual consultants that will help you during this process. Since these are paid services, you should analyze beforehand the possible revenue-generating activities you could engage in. One of the biggest goals when making a personal brand is to be able to transform it into a new source of income. But do you have the ideas to make that possible? These new incomes could potentially come through book sales, clients, workshops, board positions, and many other more. When hiring personal branding services, you must decide if you have the potential to create enough revenue in order to have a positive ROI, return of investment. If you are not yet in the financial state to make this decision, we strongly encourage you to start making your personal brand on your own and begin growing. 5. Examples of different types of personal brands. We have been saying that everyone can have a personal brand, but we haven't shown how can that be true. For the longest time, people all around the world from all kinds of industries have been working on their brands and focusing on how they can become thought leaders and better professionals. The following are 2 examples of people who have strengthened their brands in order to become known and share their ideas with the world, regardless of what they dedicate themselves to. The first example we have for you today is Oprah. Oprah Gail Winfrey is one of the most iconic and famous women of our time. She is an American talk show host, television producer, actress, and author. If you are not that familiar with her image and name, you probably know her show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, which aired in 1986 and stayed as one of the most highest rated TV programs of its kind until 2011, when it ended. She was the wealthiest African American of the 20th century and in 2003 became the first Black multimillionaire woman. Her brand is characterized by her authenticity, generosity, and honesty. These values have been strengthened through the years and she has always stayed true and loyal to them. She is constant on her social media, where she showcases her attributes, shares some insights and pieces of her personal life. Oprah has achieved to have one of the most influential personal brands of all time just by being herself, creating safer spaces for all kinds of people and believing in the good humanity God has to offer. Our second example is Ryan Holmes. He is the founder and current CEO of Hootsuite, a social media management tool for businesses. He is also a computer programmer and online entrepreneur. One of his strongest social media platforms is LinkedIn, where he shares his thoughts on emerging trends in the areas of technology, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Nevertheless, he never forgets to be real and genuine in his profile. He also posts from time to time about robotics, video games, or the books he reads and enjoys the most. He also believes in the power of confidence and persistence when trying to make a living in a certain industry. He once said, quote, "It's still a common belief that to be successful in business, you need an elite, expensive education. I wanted to let people know that sure, that path can work, but there also isn't just one route to success in business. So, everyone needs a personal brand." Building and working on your personal brand will always be worth it, no matter who you are. Nevertheless, the difference will be found in the methods and investments your particular brand may require. Here is a list about the main points you should consider before deciding whether you need a personal brand as soon as possible or not. Your work field and its requirements, your professional goals, your work environment, your capacity to generate revenue growth. Keep in mind that some personal brands will be DIY'd by writing, designing, and scheduling your own content. Others will be able to hire an agency to do all this work for them. Both options are perfectly valid and have chances of being successful. Building and working on your personal brand will always be a great idea, since it is a great way to get your know yourself, show your work to other people, build a community, gain new clients, and way more other benefits. If you have particular doubts about the process, its requirements and benefits, you can book a free call with us in our website and we'll tell you all you need to know. If you found this video useful and interesting, please like this video and subscribe. We constantly post about personal brand and digital strategy, so get ready to take the mask off and tell your story.